I've been thinking a lot about external validation or what will people think, how damaged my relationship with it is. I think a lot of you would relate to it too. A lot of my core memories from childhood are rooted in toxic competition. How many marks did he get? Who is first in class? What's your rank? Why can't you be more like him? Don't lie because you're jealous of his performance. I use he everywhere because I went to an all boys school. Don't get me wrong, I loved a lot of what I studied in school. I just wish someone told me why. Why it mattered how much we remember. I distinctly recall the disappointed faces when I got a 94.6% in my 10th grade national level board exams because it fell short of the symbolic golden target of 95% on an exam everyone said would change my life. Not a single soul asked me about later. I keep wondering, what was the point? A couple of rounds of mock examinations for practice, a whole month of what's called study leave when you're expected to study anytime you're not eating or sleeping. For what? For a piece of paper that says to practically no one who cared later how good you are at studying some formulae and remembering some quotes and dates? All for that external validation of the manufactured value of that piece of paper, revered as some form of ambrosia until the next thing came along. You go into the pre-collegiate years and suddenly everything is amped up a notch. Many teachers who tell you to tune your body so that you can survive on 5 hours of sleep a night, that rush to make sure you get into the elite colleges, tutoring classes that start at 4:30 a.m., getting back home at 7:30 p.m. after tutoring, school, coaching classes, falling asleep at the dinner table, but not yet, because still gotta revise what I learned that day before sleeping to start classes at some 4:30 a.m. again tomorrow. All that for the external validation that came with a few specific words that can go in your resume. Today, however well I do a lot of things in life, my mind struggles to accept it until someone else tells me I did a good job. We don't want influence dressed up as survival, but we struggle to live with existence without exaltation. What happened? Somehow it got to a point where external validation is not qualitative feedback, but quantitative acceptance. We became prey to the very thing that was supposed to nurture. Life is not good enough unless that neighbor auntie with a kid of the same age looks at your mark sheet with envy. You're not living unless you have a house, the cost of which someone you've never met appreciates. Your existence is not worthy enough unless you sacrifice your well being to get the approval of some people who will never do anything for you in your life. There could be a lot of reasons why many of us grew up in societal microcosms like this. What did we lose? How many artists did we lose in the promise of a status driven by thermodynamics and fluid mechanics? How many sportspersons did we forfeit because they had to know the lattice structure of NaCl to be deemed acceptable? How many social workers never found their calling because they were busy looking at a lathe machine rotating? I love that I know that the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. I don't understand why I know that. I hate that I don't know the intricacies of taxes. I don't know why I don't know that. The first time I'm thinking about critical thinking is much later, after I reclaimed a lot of the things I had lost with intentionality. If you related to any of this, I hope all of us succeed in our inner work to be vulnerable enough to transform our relationship with external validation for the benefit of ourselves for once. Be gentle with yourself.